Hi, it's Reviewer in a Bathrobe once again, and this is Melissa Rittenhouse, an associate of mine, good friend, and we're here to talk about the movie The Giver and the book. I've listened to the book. I don't believe Melissa has. The movie was actually pretty good. There are some slight differences from the book. The book's only like 37 pages long, 137 pages long. And if I remember correctly, even the writer said they didn't know how that they would adapt this book. Interesting fact, there's actually 3 other books in this series. Not a lot of people know that. And I'm going to leave it right there and then turn it off to Melissa to see what she thought of the movie.
I thought the movie was really good. I liked how it was in black and white and kind of represented how they couldn't see color, or they couldn't really see anything that was off the straight and narrow. They could only had one way that they could do things, and everybody always did the same thing. But I thought it was interesting when like when they were talking about the person that had been given the opportunity to learn from the giver, the girl, and nobody, are we not?
No, I'm trying to get on the cameras, try to see if it picks both of us up.
So when they were talking about the girl that used to be the giver, but then she quit, and when he started asking about her, and everybody said, we're not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they could feel emotions. And
I could stop you right there. An interesting fact, she was actually supposed to be, I think, not Mariah Carey, but I don't know exactly who it was, but she was a popular singer
that played that?
Yeah, played her. I didn't realize it at first. I only found that out last night. But you can go on, proceed now.
Yeah, so, but anyway, they got really uncomfortable when he tried asking about her and why she ran away. And they said, we can't talk about that, and you don't need to know. So it's almost like they did have some sort of emotion or some type of memory.
Yeah. Well, they had memory, but they just don't... I mean, it's not like they don't have long-term memory or anything like that. They just don't have any... it's like if you were isolated on an island for your entire existence and you have no idea of what's going on in the outside world or what has occurred. That's more like what it is. In the book, they talked a little bit about other communities. I don't know if they did they in the movie talk about other communities? I think she said
no, just the Beyond point.
The Beyond, yeah, and then
which I was a little disappointed in the way it ended, that you didn't get to see anyone in the Beyond.
Yes, but and when I heard about these other books, that made me a little bit more hopeful that they will continue the series.
Oh, gotcha.
Because there's one called Blue something, and one called The Sun, and then there's another one, I can't remember the name. Maybe it's called Going Blue. I thought that's what it's called, maybe. But, no, I actually almost like the movie better than the book, because it really gets the emotional story or aspect out of the genocide, well, not genocide, but euthanasia. I mean, when they say that someone has been let go, no, not let go, released, they're basically saying that they've been put down like a sickly animal. You know, I don't know. What did you think about the scenes with the infants and the?
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
Yeah, and you realize that the person.
They never really.
They don't know what they're. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they have no feeling about it, but they didn't really say where the babies come from.
Well, in the book,
it's like they're just kind of manufactured and given away.
In the book, they do explain a little bit about that. How it is there is what's called a birth mothers, because you know in the movie there were they had selective assignments that would be their job for the rest of their life. But in the book, they had like 11s and 7s and stuff. They had different like that, and those were like I think the different age groups, and yeah, maybe if I do that, that's better. Maybe if you scoot over here. There we go.
That's a little better.
And they had different age groups, and it was they didn't all, I don't think, receive, or maybe they did receive everything on the same year, on the same date. But it was pretty spot on at the ceremony, like in the movie and the book. Ceremony of, they called it the ceremony of 12, because when you reach 12 years old, you're officially an adult in their society. Now in the movie, they
were older than
they
that.
were like 18, 17. And the whole romance thing, that didn't happen. That didn't happen in the book. That whole dream sequence, that happened much earlier on, before he met the giver. You know the dream, and it had to do something with bathing, because him and that Jonas and yeah, by the way, Jonas is the main character of the book and movie. He wanted to, he worked at the home for the elderly, the house for the elderly, I think that's what they called it in the book. And somehow his mind crafted this scenario of where he wanted Rosemary, I think was his name. No, Rosemary was the first receiver, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I forget what the other ones. I forget what his love interest was. His name, but he wanted her to get in a. He had a dream where he didn't even understand what was going on. He wanted her to get in the tub with her, but he knew she wouldn't. She wanted them because he wasn't taking her seriously, and she was laughing at him. And so he told his parents this dream, and in the book it said, they just said, "Oh, you're ready for the pill." And when I first read this, I'm like, the pill? You normally only hear that about women, you know? Mm-hmm. Well, in the book, in the movie, everybody takes an injection under their wrist every day, so that started regularly. So the pill thing, it's sort of similar but different. But I guess it does the same thing. It tries to control their emotions. So what did you think about that?
I thought it was pretty smart of Jonas to know that if he stopped taking the injections, that was what was preventing them from seeing color and knowing all of the feelings in that, because he was trying to get his friend to stop taking the injections as well. So, and nobody really told him that. He just kind of picked that up on his own. And in the book, I don't know about the whole color thing, because I think it's all the whole thing a matter of perception.
I think there was also, like you said before, we were getting to we were talking about birth mothers before. In the book, there is a class called birth mothers, and what they do is they basically have, they're pampered, and they have 3 births in their life, and then they're sent off to be I want to say hard laborers, but to be laborers, and then when they can't work anymore, they go to what basically is a senior citizens home until their release. So that's how it. But there was some hint of genetic manipulation in that, as well as in the movie. In the movie, I did remember them talk about engineers, but genetics. I think they're genetically what was one reason about how that color came about too. Because also, if you notice in the movie, they didn't do this in the book. They have the giver, the receiver, and that baby all had the same mark under their arm. And I was wondering if that's some kind of, what's it called?
Birthmark?
Well, not birthmark, but maybe like a marker, but maybe more like if that's something that they're putting in their code. If that's something to recognize that they are potential receivers, because I don't remember if in the book that he could share memories with anybody, because in the book he could still share memories with the baby. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to share anything.
No. And for some reason I thought in the book they both died before they reached that house. I thought they died. And that didn't make any sense, that whole, when they reached that house, in the snow.
It's like everybody that was in the Beyond was in that one house.
Yeah, but it was exactly how the first memory was that he showed him. And here's the thing: if the giver had set this up ahead of time, like waiting for somebody, wouldn't have, when he crossed that boundary, wouldn't all the memories just went back? Wait a second.
They did to the other people, right? Because he stopped injecting that girl.
No, but remember when they passed that boundary? That's what his whole thing was. If he got far enough away, or if he got crossed the boundary, that the memories would go back to everybody else.
Right.
And I couldn't understand how that sled was there. He didn't. It just hit me. They passed the boundary on the sled. The sled was not across the boundary. So the giver, when he was younger, he must have set the whole thing up. He must have laid that sled there, but then again, I don't know how it stayed right there, or how that house was there.
Or did maybe Rosemary try, but she didn't make it?
No, Rosemary, they pretty much said she was, once she found out what, life was like, how could people do this to things, she asked to be released, and then they executed her, basically, or whatever you want to call it. So, and how was that? And I couldn't say it. I think it ended well, but it left you wanting more. And I'm hoping they will make more, but I don't honestly think they will, because I don't think it made much money, and it's not one that was probably that popular. like other post-apocalyptic movies. Of course, this is very tricky in a way. It's not exactly post-apocalyptic. It's mostly utopian, but also, what's the opposite of utopian? Dystopian? I think it's dystopian. It's dystopian and utopian. It's got sort of a, like that. Because everybody in that community is at peace. There's no war, there's no violence, there's nothing, but yet there are very serious things that you have to do. They gave up art, culture, a lot of differences to, and me personally, this hits me really hard because I have thought of things like that. I'm like, what if society was, why couldn't society be, you know, like, I don't want to say, or what do you call it?
Prejudiced?
No, not prejudiced, because they weren't really prejudiced. They didn't know what prejudice was.
Yeah, but when you're saying you wish society were unprejudiced, or?
Well, I mean, I was thinking more of like the word, what communism, you know, communism. Like all for one, everybody had the same rights and everything, and everybody was, but then again, they were told what to do most of their lives. Of course, then it was almost like, I don't want to say like sheep, like they were sheep, but it was, but I don't know. I can see why this book won an award, and especially it was just short. Do you know what that one award, you always see that gold stamp on it?
The Golden Globe?
That's what it's, I thought it was named after a woman. The Mary Shelley Award?
Oh.
Wait, no, Mary Shelley was that Jewish girl. I don't know. If anybody out there knows, let me know. Let us know. But it inspired me to draw this when I saw it. I know it's just a crude sketch. The food, the whole food thing. I remember in the book, he had to apologize for, there was an announcement about an apple. I remember an apple. He was reprimanded for hoarding food. He took an apple and he put it away for later, and there was an announcement about it. It didn't like zero in on him, but it made it enough so they know who did it. And in the movie, he didn't do that, but I think that's where that whole apple thing came into place. Why they used an apple instead of I don't know, an orange. But I like the color thing also. Another thing about the color thing, I don't know if that was supposed to be was supposed to be if people could see color, or if that was just another thing that was they try to do away with, because it was like, if no one ever told you that something was that color, or if you, see there again, you just don't know how it would work if no one, or if you never thought to. Because here's the thing, when the movie started to be in color, certain things I noticed, like that girl that he liked, I can't remember her name. She was a caregiver, and if you noticed her like suit, it was blue. And that's usually the color nurses wear. If people didn't notice if they were absolutely colorblind or something like that, how would they know? Well,
the type of outfit they were
yeah,
wearing.
the type of outfit. Well, they could probably notice what type of outfit they're wearing, but it just. Did it happen by chance, or was that just for? It probably was just for the audience, really. I think so. I think it was weird that they did that, because if I was doing something to where they had no idea, I would have picked maybe a color that was so bizarre. If I was the director, and these people didn't know that. Usually nurturers, someone in that profession, usually would, like a nurse or someone, would wear cool colors. I would have put them in orange, something that would really push someone away, you know, and that would really tell the audience, these people have no idea about color. I think that would have worked better. I don't know. That's just something in. I don't know. I really can't say anything bad about it. I thought it was good. I thought it was I thought it was too short. They actually, from what I understood, they actually had to add things to the movie because they couldn't find enough material from the book. Like the whole, you know, that woman that was supposed to be. Sounded evil.
Yeah, the leader.
The leader, or her in the book, she's not really that way. I mean, she sounds that way, but it's more like just her doing what she's supposed to be doing. It's not like she's doing it intentionally. Do you have anything else to say?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
it covered it well.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Well, that's all for now, and we're signing off. Let's say
bye. Bye.
Okay, stop.